I remember when I was a kid, I was sitting in museums and drawing. And also when I was a kid at school, I was drawing little drawings on my books. But I never paid attention to that. I studied engineering. I finished my engineering studies. I worked in high tech. I traveled a lot. I wrote patents. So I really had a good job. I was recognized, published, got prizes. So I didn't have many reasons to change. I was scared because I have a very good job and everyone told me, but you're crazy. There's no way you can live out of art. It's so difficult. But slowly I started to have like deeper questions about the meaning of life. And then I started to, go deeper, like into yoga and psychology and, try to understand my whole life and then try anything possible to go deeper in myself. And in my life, I go with my intuitions. And I had a strong intuition that this is what I need to do. And this is what I'm going to do, no matter what people say. And I still do that. Every decision I make is not from my brain, it's from my intuition. And then my brain is here to make me understand how I'm going to do it, but it's from intuition. All my works are also from intuitions. I never, when I do something from the brain, it's not interesting. I stop it. I've been practicing martial arts for more than 30 years, and martial arts has been guiding me in all my choices, in everything I'm doing. I wouldn't be doing art if I was not practicing martial art. It's my daily practice. And through martial art, I developed this intuition, and thanks to that, I think I made the decision and it was clear to me that this is what I need to do. Intuition doesn't help in anything if there's there's the right brain that needs to connect to the left brain. And the left brain is the, rational and say, okay, it's clear this is what I want to do, but how am I going to do it? So it's exactly the same from all my projects. Like, okay, this is what I need to do. And after there's a long process to understand how I'm going to do it. And there's a lot of drawing. There's a long process after that. I've been traveling a lot during my 20s, beginning of 30s as well, crossing Brazil and until Guyana, crossing the Amazonas, and then meeting all kinds of people, tribes. But I think one of the travel that influenced me the most was in Papua New Guinea, above Australia. And that was amazing. There was no roads. We were walking. We were going from these little villages to little villages. And I saw how they were living. They were so happy. The children naked. It was cold, but they were like jumping in the water. And they were so happy. When I saw these tribes living close to the earth, in such a simple life, there was a joy and a kindness in them. I think it influenced my whole life for sure. I think I was not ready back then to understand really how it would. When I started, the first thing I did as an art student was to paint on my face. And I didn't think about that when I did it, but this is something I saw there. Because when we arrived, we took a small plane in the center of the island, and this guy took us to his family. And then they had a big ceremony. They took like 2 villages, and the children paint on themselves, and they had a fight, not a real fight, but like more as a ceremony. And I was very impressed by that. Again, I didn't think about that. I think I'm still digesting and understanding what is that life, and what is the West doing to itself, like saying, look at this joy and such a simplicity. And for sure they had many issues right there. It's not only joy. But still, the first thing I did as an art student was really to change my face, to paint on my face, to have this mask, the same kind of mask I saw. Most of my works are live paintings. Usually when people see my work, they think it's a painting, or maybe I took a photograph and then painted on the photograph. And only when you look more into details, you understand that when you get closer and you look at the details, you suddenly understand, no, it's real life. It's real. It's not an illusion. It is an illusion, but it's also not an illusion because I did paint on a real person, on a real set. So it has been built for the camera, but it's real. In all my projects, I'm trying to put everything together as much as I can to reflect this sense of so much around me that I need to understand, that I need to live with. It changed over the years actually, because it was still this like putting so much together, but then I tried to add more medium each time, each project, because all the projects usually takes 3 years for a project. So in 3 years, my personal life changes also. So I reflect that in my works as well. You know, there is this real question about today in the world we are in, what is the place of art and why dealing with art at all? And it's a question of every day with myself, like, why should I go on doing what I'm doing? It has a meaning, or, you know, why doing it? Somehow like creating an experience of something that is deeper, not the daily life. Maybe it can make a difference somehow. I'm not sure, I don't know.